Please confirm if you can see this. I still don't have D-Live feed. Oh, there we go. That's Mixer. Is that Mixer? Yes, Mixer. Okay, cool. Yeah, and now we have D-Live. Okay. There it is. Alright, I found the problem. I don't know why it did that. I definitely did not do that. I didn't even put in my own key. I'm so confused how that even happened. It went back to some old settings. Because I didn't make that change. I don't know if it pulled down an old cache of some kind or what. Yeah, so for some reason Streamlabs OBS decided it wanted to change back to my ancient Twitch streaming settings, including servers, stream key, everything. Rather than stream to restream with that key. It took me a little bit longer than I thought to fix it because I had to go get the key off of restream. Alright, we're back. Jesus Christ, what a nightmare. Why do I stream? Can somebody explain that to me? Oh, by the way, I'm hanging out in the voice chat. Marvelous Masters of Miniature Painting general voice chat if anybody wants to come hang out and talk. Jump right on in.
Well, since there was an invitation.
Yay! Who's this?
This.
Hold on, I can't find the thingy thing. Hey, where'd it go? Where's Discord? There you are. Hey! It Visions, what's up, man?
Oh, shit.
I was like, who dat? Guys, like I said earlier, It Visions now streaming. Not now streaming, I don't think he's streaming right now, but I mean, I watched him yesterday. He was awesome. I said earlier, It Visions now streaming. Not now streaming. Now.
It's been a while since I've dealt with Discord's voice chat, so...
Yeah, the way I usually have to do it is I have to mute the stream. Hey, Trapper Jim, what's going on? Yeah, bot. Thank you for the sparks, Sarcastic. Mixer is up. It's all back up. Man, that explains why I didn't have... Well, that doesn't explain anything. Alright. Ooh. Still working on this thing. Okay, I think I want to do some of the cloth first before I get lost in the metals. Cloth. Let's start with this color. Proper Jim, how are you? I'm the writers of the Star Weavers, and now I'm investigating ways of painting in acrylic to make a star. Like a good one, not just the dot. Cool.
Kind of figured it out.
CWP goals are so tiny you don't really have a lot of canvas to work with. Yeah, no, I know. There's not a lot there. to play around with. I just went through that on some BattleTech minis. I just posted those up today on Instagram. If you haven't checked out those yet, go check them out on Instagram if you like them. Drop a like. Funny, I was messing around with settings in OBS, but I didn't touch any of that stuff for sure. I thought about it. I was like, I wonder if I need to double check these settings. Like, yeah, you never touch those. No reason those would change.
I am not gonna lie. I'm pretty nervous about like the first time that because I'm using Streamlabs on OBS, and I'm more than a little nervous about the first time it's gonna like drop all my settings off.
Yeah, it does. It's done it a few times. It's gonna happen. I guarantee you it's gonna happen. The question is what I'm realizing now, in the past when it's dropped my settings off, it'll drop off like large amounts of settings, and you know what happens because like all sorts of huge things change and you're like, what the hell? But this was weird because I think everything else was right where it was. Like, I don't think anything else changed other than that one tab on the settings on the the stream settings. And it wasn't random. It didn't just like lose the settings. It went to old settings. Malleus, yeah, hey, what's up, man? It is a really cool mini, huh? So I have 4 of these, and I'm painting them up for a guy. And the story with these is that he went to Gen Con this year, and they took a scan of his face or something, and then they 3D printed these minis that look like him, and I tell you, they look exactly like him. Like, they look so... the thing that I'm also confused, I wonder if, did they get him to, like, there's even a different facial expression on this one. Did they get him to make a face? I don't, he didn't really tell me anything. I tried to ask him questions, and he didn't really give me a lot of information. I just stopped asking questions. Because he didn't know who it was or anything. But, like, it's not just the same face 4 times. You know, it's so funny. It's amazing. And it looks so much like him. It's just nuts. Yeah, really, the facial expression is subtly different on all 4. They must have taken like 4 3D scans of his face or something. I doubt somebody went in and like modified his facial expression in like 3D software. But maybe, who knows? I don't know how they do this.
Okay, I figured out what was going on with Discord. And,
oh, cool. You figured it out? I know in OBS you can export your settings to a file. Do you know if you can do something similar in Streamlabs OBS? Yeah, I'm sure you can. I don't know for sure. Like, I haven't tried it, but I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, my understanding is you can make a backup. I'm just still so new. I have no idea where that would be.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you can make a backup. I just don't know how. I've never bothered. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that was a pain in the balls, as far as getting these ready Malleus, is he handed them to me, and all 4 of them were on the base. You know, I don't know. It's the first time I've ever dealt with resin print. SL. What do they call it? SLI, SLA, SL something. And it came on like a basey thing, like a weird little boat, and then it had like tons and tons of little doozer structures. All the little structure things that were holding it as it like got pulled up from the bath, they got lasered or whatever. It was crazy, but it was a pain, and in some places it was really hard to not accidentally like chop off parts of the mini. Actually, in this case, I cut his foot off and I had to glue it back on because, well, I was trying to. The funny thing about it was I thought that if you made enough little cuts, that those little structure pieces would fall away. Like, right? Like, there's not much holding them on. They're not that flexible, and it doesn't really work that way. You literally have to get every little piece free of everything that's interconnected, or nothing is going to move. Like, I figured if you made 38 out of 39 cuts, you probably should be able to, like, tweak it a little bit and see where you're missing a cut. You can't. So, after a while, you start to get a little desperate. That's when things start to get stupid, because then you're like, oh god, I'm going to want to cutting an arm off or something. Oh yeah, I'm sure these are brittle as hell, yeah. I've done a little bit with Hero Forge stuff, and those are really brittle, so... I actually have dropped one of these once, and it didn't break. Something about this that's a little bit more flexible than some of the other resin I've seen, but... it's still pretty brittle. It's definitely SLA. How you doing, Malleus? Guys, for anybody that does not know, Malleus is the very first streamer I ever watched on Twitch. I had come in to Twitch via Facebook because of Shoshi, who has a tremendous Facebook reach. I saw her on Facebook. I was like, hey, who's this awesome person? I'm gonna go check her out on Twitch. And then I didn't know what raiding and hosting and all that stuff was, and she was hosting Malleus at the time. And I went over to the channel and was like, well, that's not Shoshi, but here's this cool dude in a Magikarp hat, and he's painting amazing things, and he's a really nice, awesome dude. He's got great music on. And that was how I met Malleus. Or really not how I met Malleus, because I was just quiet. I don't think I really said anything. I've hung out in his stream maybe about a half dozen times and said almost nothing. And then, probably about 8 months later, six to 8 months later, I moved and I started streaming myself, and that was when I first introduced myself to Malleus. I was like, hey, Malleus, I'm Steve. I've only had one 3D printed model break on me when I dropped it. Others were fine, but that one that broke, it bloody exploded. Oh yeah. That sucks. I've had you know what, I don't know the number of resin models that I've worked on in my life that haven't broken. One way or another. I've managed to break like every resin model I've ever worked on. That's not entirely true, but it's pretty close to true. Frustrating. Can't seem to get the camera right today, too. Hey, Eternal Bard, how are you? And then you run into awesome people like the Eternal Bard, who is super rad. Makes me happy. And I'm glad that I'm streaming. Not do that. Alright, let's try. How's your night going? I don't know. It's going, but I had an awesome sandwich. So there's this place nearby called Pizza J's, and I have eaten from Pizza J's more than a few times. They have pizza, and their pizza's awesome. It's probably my favorite pizza in the neighborhood. And also they have wings. We ordered some wings from there like 2 weeks ago, and we also got a butterscotch beer thing, a butterscotch ale. It wasn't an ale, it was like a cream soda. But that also came from Pizza J's with the wings. Anyway, Pizza J's is awesome. I got a sandwich from there today because I was like, I want to try a sandwich. I want to know how their sandwiches are. I got a steak and cheese. It was freaking great. You know what they put on their steak and cheese? Besides all the regular things, it was steak, there was cheese, there was mushrooms, there was onions. There were no peppers on this one. But you know what else they put on there? Who can guess? Anybody can guess? Can anybody guess? What totally unexpected, amazing thing was on there? It makes sense, honestly. One thing that a steak and cheese is missing is like a fresh element.
Oh, fresh. I was gonna ask, was it cashews? But
it was not cashews. But oh my god, that'd be delicious.
They usually are.
Cashews? Cashews are usually delicious. This is true. No, it was mint.
Huh.
They sprinkled mint on my steak and cheese sandwich, and it was delicious. It was amazing. I was like, oh my god, this is... I don't know which type of mint. I can never tell the two apart. I don't know if it was spearmint or peppermint, but I think it was spearmint. It was delicious, and it was like a stroke of genius. And then it was one of those things like you try it, and then you're like, oh my god, why doesn't everybody do this? And why haven't we thought of this before? Mint, yeah, mint. Pineapple. Oh, pineapple. No, that would be good too, though. Yeah, I mean, pineapple's like a nice sweet element. No, this was like an herbal fresh element that just it kicked everything up with a little bit of clarity. Like that's whenever I talk about, or people talk in general about like having a fresh element, I always feel like you're talking about something that makes it taste like cleaner, or clearer. I feel like that's what some of those things do. And that is definitely what the mint did. Simultaneously, I feel like there was a hidden hint of truffle oil in there somewhere. Excuse me. Are you painting right now with Visions?
No, I am trying to plan out this night, actually. I'm gonna be putting together a Castillon for the first time.
You're putting together a Chaos Knight?
It's a normal mind.
Oh. Is this 40k Knight, or is this something for Dark Souls?
40k Knight.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sorry. No, I've got to turn those Silver Knights in before I get the next thing. And he was talking about potentially like we were looking at the gaping maw or something like that. Maw dragon or something like that.
Yeah, I think I remember the name. I don't think I painted one of those. I painted a few Dark Souls models a long time ago.
So far they've been fun, but like one of the things we were talking about is so the little background is this is a buddy of mine that he had somebody that
damn nice. Oh, go ahead.
He had somebody that was kind of painting up his board games as kind of just this long-term thing. It started with his war machine, and then he stopped doing it. So he was looking for somebody else for, and he heard that I was painting again, and we talked about it a bit, and I did the 4 heroes up as kind of a test run. And I've been just doing little batches. This was the 3rd one. But he's got Dark Souls he wants done. He has horror, the Star Wars one, not
That's what I was looking for.
Imperial, and then they just they've got the Bloodborne is in January, and he's gonna have me shift over that as soon as they start getting that in.
Cool.
But yeah, so it's one of these long-term type.
Thank you for the lemon. Oh, I just remembered. I didn't have time because I got super busy. Oh, thank you for the ice cream. I got super busy, but I found a new platform to stream to. Like, I don't have enough platforms I stream on. and I can't even remember the name of it right now. It has art in the name or something. It's like an all art streaming platform.
Huh.
It's like for creative people. And and Restream supports it, so I could add it to my list of. I'm sure it'll be more successful than YouTube. Damn, I can't remember the name though. I'll have to. I have it somewhere. Not in my brain.
That moment when you see a like on Facebook or Instagram, and you're, oh shoot,
dude, I'm addicted to Instagram likes. I have a problem. I'll just stare at my phone and watch them come in.
Being new to like Instagram in general, let alone like streaming and painting where other people can see it. It's still kind of mine.
It's new. It's still kind of starting to come together. I finished the Mangler Squigs and took the pictures. I just haven't done all the photo editing. I took a ton of photos. I just don't even know which ones like were good. Because you can't even tell which ones are in focus when you take them. You're like, I don't know, I took it. Okay, take another one. So then I just go through and find the good ones and crop them and stuff. And I'll post them to Instagram tomorrow. Today was Battletech.
Incidentally, did you get all the decals that you needed for the Knights?
Yes and no.
Okay. Because I remember you were asking for some Hawkshroud.
Picardo, that's it, Delaney. That's it, Picardo. Picardo's a terrible name, by the way. As soon as I saw it, I was like, this name is terrible. Like, somebody wanted to get art in the name so you knew the art was there, but they wanted something clever rather than just like art stream service. And then they were like, how about using the name of an artist that everybody knows, like Picasso? Oh, we can call it Picardo! That is the worst name ever. Yeah, I don't take that back. It's terrible. It's almost like Picard, though. Which, it's not almost like Picard, it's almost like Picard, though. Which is Picard, though. That's what we'll call it, Picard, though. It would be terrible if it weren't for Jean-Luc Picard, though. Do you have any experience with Picardo, Galini? Is it terrible? I'm sure there's like 7 people on it. Which is kind of why I want to use it. I love streaming platforms with no audience. Like, I collect them like I collect Garbage Pail Kids. I know about it, but I've never used it, yeah. Picardo, almost like Picard, though. Yep, exactly. That's where the name came from. That's when they were like, oh, we got it. It is an awful name. Oh man, like, how can you even come up with a potentially useful? Like, you could come up with a worse name that you would never use, like, not in a million years. But you come up with a name that you could conceivably imagine using, but is worse than Picardo? I don't think so. I don't think our collective minds working on this could come up with a name worse than Picardo. It would be very difficult. It'd actually be kind of funny, too, if anybody wants to try. Garbage Pail Kids, oh my god, Houndstooth. That movie was probably the worst piece of film I've ever seen. Yeah, I was really excited for that movie when it was going to be coming out. Because I was like, oh my god, they made a Garbage Pail Kids movie! It's so bad. It's so bad. Yeah, it really is like the worst. Yep. It had a budget too, that's the thing that's a little bit scary about it. Gotta love that Garbage Pail Kids movie. Worst piece of film you've ever seen? Yeah, what is the worst movie you've ever seen? What is the worst movie? And I don't mean like the movie you enjoyed the least. They may or may not be the same thing. What is the worst movie? Like you can clearly tell that there was no quality to the craftsmanship of this film. I mean, that's tricky too, though, because do you want to include movies like The Room that are like, yeah, they're clearly the worst, but they're like barely movies.
I never saw The Room, but if my buddy on Facebook has anything to say, it's like the greatest piece of artistic. Especially with that star-studded.
Pretty sure that's the worst movie ever made. Budget? I hope the producers embezzled the hell out of that movie because I really couldn't tell. Pretty sure the budget for the screenplay writers was a negative figure. Yeah, but they probably spent like... Yeah, I'm pretty sure the money was embezzled in making those masks for the actual Garbage Pail Kids. I'm sure that like the actual... You know, on paper those things cost like $400,000 each in 1988 dollars, whatever year that was. Yeah, Birdemic is really, 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 really bad. And the craziest thing about Birdemic is that like it's very obvious that the director has no idea that it's bad. It's actually a little bit sad. I kind of feel bad for that guy because he has no idea that he's not actually any good.
I mean, was it Uwe Boll? Because it sounds like it's Uwe Boll.
Was what?
Is it Uwe Boll? Because it
oh no,
like
it's not Uwe Boll. No, it's a Vietnamese guy.
Huh.
He just thinks that he's like an awesome director. Oh my god, it's really, really, really sad. A Talking Cat? That's a movie? I didn't know what you were talking about. The Eternal Bard. No, I've never seen A Talking Cat. That's the name of it? Oh god, I gotta look that up. That's gotta be good. A Talking Cat. We're gonna need more dark lining.
Oh, what was the name of that? Let's see.
Alright. Next, excessive amounts of gold. Uwe Boll. Oh my goodness. I haven't thought of him in a while.
I mean, he hasn't been relevant till he was like threatening everybody who disagreed with the artistry of his music or movies and like how great he is, and just kind of went off the deep end.
Yeah, that's a little sad. No, I mean I can't. No, just no. Did he do? There was one movie that I don't think it was his that was actually okay, and maybe because it wasn't his, or maybe it was one movie of his that was okay. It was a Blood Rain. I want to say it was Blood Rain 2. Is actually okay. This is the one that stars Christiana Loken. I think it's Christiana Loken.
The internet will tell me.
I think it's Blood Rain 2.
Blood Rain 2 had him. It was a direct-to-DVD.
Was it a Western?
Yeah, Western horror film.
Yes, that one's great.
It was him though.
But I don't care. It's good. That one's good. The only Uwe Boll movie I've seen that isn't terrible. Yeah, Blood Rain 2 is not bad.
Wait a minute, they made a Far Cry film?
You made a Far Cry film?
Yeah, in 2008.
Yeah, man, I'd love to see Blood Rain 2. Maybe it's Blood Rain 1. One of the Blood Rain movies is good. Was he, maybe, you know what, maybe it was 1 because he wasn't involved in 1? Internal Bar, thank you for the lemon.
You know what? Let me look at 1. No, he was in 1. He was tied in with.
Was he the director for 2, or was he like a producer?
He was the director for all 3 of them.
Okay, well there you go. So there's at least one Uwe Boll movie I've seen that I enjoyed, and I'm pretty sure it was Blood Rain 2.
Hey, wait, the Far Cry movie had Anthony Bourdain.
Wait, what? Wait, this is like a made-up IMDb listing or something. There was a Far Cry movie starring with Anthony Bourdain in it?
He played a bit role as Tadchenko.
Amazingly made-up name.
Yeah, it had him listed as a scientist on just the Google search sidebar.
Scientist Chad Temko? What?
I mean, it had I don't even know how to say his name. I've seen him in films before, but Udo Kier?
Yeah, Udo Kier. I love that guy.
As the evil scientist. So
oh, I don't even know what the Far Cry story is or premise. Are they even consistent, or is it like Final Fantasy where they're all different?
It varies. I think that the last one that came out, and then Far Cry 5, like the post-apocalyptic one, they look like they're tied together. And I can't remember. I asked somebody about it, and it sounded like that it was like loosely tied together. Like they took place in the same area, and so like you could go back to these areas that you explored in 5 and explore them after, you know, the balloon went up or something. I don't know what the world-ending event was. I think it was meant to be more just straight-up competition with Metro because they were coming out at the same time.
I think it was... Is it Far Cry 4? Where they had the DLC that was all, like, retro wave or whatever, and they had, for the closing credits, they had re-recorded the Dragon Sound song Friends from the movie Miami Connection.
Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Yes, Blood Dragon. That's Far Cry 3? Damn.
Yeah, that was 3. 4 was the one where the cover got so much flack because the main villain had the hand grenade and the racial concern that was tied up with it.
Huh. What? There's a racial concern among hand grenades?
It was because of the posing with because it was like, let me try and find it. Here.
It doesn't. I don't understand.
Basically, he's sitting on like this makeshift throne, and it looks like it's meant to be one of the rebels or whatnot is like holding a hand grenade with a pin hold or something like that. So he's still got the trigger, so it's not going to go off. But it's like it was the posing on it that got everybody agitated, I guess is a word for it. But apparently it also had one of the shortest playthrough potentials. You know, that and Far Cry 5 both had a similar thing where basically if you just sat and wait, you got the bad guy come as you like arrest him, type N.
Weird.
Yeah, like 5, it was a case of like, if you just sat and waited, the like cult leader or whatnot came willingly, but like if you went off and explored, you actually like got to see the game.
Right. That's interesting. My friend Dead Zone played 5 a bit. I don't know if he ever finished it. Remember, I went over to his house and he showed me, Far Cry 5 on his computer. I was like, "What are you doing? This is amazing." Aquarian OG, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream, dude.
That Poseidon turned out great, by the way.
What turned out great?
The Poseidon.
Oh, thanks. Did I not paint this? Nope, I didn't. I had neglected turning this thing around and painted the back of his shoulder pads. Alright, you can see that now. Polith! 1984. Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Alright, well, I'm going to hop off the voice chat and I'm going to get some food.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah. And then
guys, that's Id Visions that you're hearing on Discord. Make sure that you give him a follow. Id Visions on Twitch.
Thanks for that shout out again.
You're welcome.
Alright. Take it easy.
Later. Reaper paints? Yeah, I have some Reaper paints. It's just this one. I mean, at the moment. It's funny because the one paint that you can see on the table that's is Reaper, and then I look around, it's like mostly not Reaper. It's actually kind of funny. It's like, wait, Reaper paints? Oh yeah, there is that one Reaper paint there. Because I'm looking around me and it's like 75% Vallejo in scale. It is not representative of what is happening on this desk right now, or what I'm actually using. Levels look okay. If the audio, if the music is too loud, let me know. I can't really tell by hearing it because my headphones are broken and I can only hear out of one ear right now anyway. It's not my headphones that are broken, it's the cable. I just need to get a replacement cable. The cable's modular, so I can just swap it out. I love that about these headphones. I think all good headphones now will do that, where they have just a jack and just change out the cable. It's so easy to bust a headphone jack, or like pull the wiring out of the end of a set of earbuds or headphones. You know, they get caught on stuff, or something happens, you know? You love Reaper paints? Nice. I haven't used Vallejo yet, but Army paint, war paints are treating me good. Yeah, I've never tried those. Hey, with Talos Wind. Ah, thanks for the host, Aquarian. Aquarian, what do you stream on Mixer? Forgive me if you told me this already in the past. I use Reaper, Vallejo, and Army Painter. I use primarily Vallejo, Reaper, Scale, and a little bit of Citadel. Moving in the direction of Vallejo being more what I use more than anything. Not really for any conscious reason, I just find myself reaching for them more. Sorry, punch the microphone. That can't sound good. This is something I can see happening more and more with certain changes in technology, is that we're gonna need to rely on washes a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Because this detail here is so shallow, it's not raised up very high. When detail is raised up really high, like it often is on a lot of like styrene plastic miniatures, there's actually an advantage to that as a painter. The advantage is that when the detail is raised up really high, you can reach the sides of it. So, for instance, like in this gap here, there's an edge to the side of it before you reach the flat surface, you know, down below, right? So if something's raised up, like off the table like this, then there's a side here, and usually you want to paint that as well. Most of the time, the detail is pretty tall, so you can reach that side and you can get your brush in there and do whatever. But this detail's really shallow, so to try to paint this little gap between the flat surface and the side of the thing is actually really hard. It makes it a little bit less noticeable too, that that's there, but it's still noticeable. So probably the best way to fix that is just to throw a wash on it, which I don't normally like to use washes like that, but like in cases like this, I almost have to. Just got done streaming painting a wizard model. Oh my god, you stream on Mixer painting models? Holy shit, maybe you're one of the other people that I heard about. Somebody was like, so on Mixer I met 2 dudes who painted models. I've met actually 4 dudes who painted models. Pepperoni Pizza Man, and this other guy, I can't remember his name. Oh, maybe it's you. I think about it. Maybe it's you. Do you stream a lot of games? There's another guy that I've watched a few times that I follow. I can't remember his name. He streams games a lot, and he sometimes paints minis. And then there were 2 other guys that were for a while painting a lot of minis, and that was Redzy and Reefaholic, but I haven't seen either of them in a long, long time. So for a while, as far as I knew, it was really just me streaming mini painting on Mixer at the moment. But I'm glad to know that it's not. If you're hanging out on Mixer, guys, make sure you follow Aquarian, Cuisine Royale, and Overwatch. Maybe you are the guy. Hold on, let me check. Check my follow list. Should be able to tell, I think. That might be you. So that would still be 4 people besides me. No! So there's 5 people. Because the guy I was thinking of was Mr. Vengeance. So there's 5. And then there's Missy T as well. So I haven't seen her painting minis in a while, but she would be 6. No, I was thinking of Mr. Vengeance. Another person who paints minis on Mixer. That's cool, man. I can't wait to check out your stream. Oh man, this is a pain in the butt. Might have to resort to using a natural hair brush, because using this synthetic brush is for the birds. Also, on the back side of this model is a ton of stuff that needed to be painted with some metallic that I didn't do, and now I'm making a big mess of the that up. Okay, I can fix it. I'm gonna actually use washes on this one. I sometimes feel like it's a cop-out, but sometimes you have to. This wasn't what I intended to do in this model, but now that I'm actually in the thick of it, I'm like, well, here's what needs to happen. Hey! Creek Yield Nerd, how are ya? Doing my thing, sir. Just trying to have fun streaming. It's not easy. But it shouldn't be hard. Alright, let's not use that one. Gotta be a natural hairbrush around here. Is an ancient... Ooh, this is a Winsor & Newton. This is like probably my first ever Winsor & Newton. Here, I'll prove to you it's a Winsor & Newton size 0 before I show you what it looks like. Ready? Oh, poor bastard. Look at that brush. Oh, once upon a... You can tell how many hairs it's just lost. Oh man. Yeah, this brush is probably like 5 years old. I mean, it's a garbage brush. I mean, I don't use it for anything that I, you know, care about. You know, it's like, I use it for metals at this point. Also not a big fan of size 0. Yeah, wasn't that a fun reveal? Check out this brush. This brush is terrible. I have this like feeling of fullness because I ate this steak sandwich right before I started streaming. It's that same feeling that's like, wouldn't you feel better if you were taking a nap? That nagging like you should be taking a nap feel. You ever get that? Right after you eat? It would go really good with that sandwich. A nap. What's up, Cranky? How you doing?
This all comes from an understanding that ideas aren't
so we still have a couple of outstanding things. One, the Mangler Squig is done, ready to be given away. We'll give it away on the 18-hour marathon stream, which I will announce the date as soon as I get the model in my hands. It might be Columbus Day weekend. I think I'm kind of canceling my vacation. I can't afford to take a vacation. If anything, I'll take a staycation for like 3 days. I'll basically just stay here and not do commissions for 3 days. Crazy week, first time watching anyone stream evening. Oh, nice. This week, I mean. Not ever. If you tried to tell me you'd only watch me during the day and never watched me in the evening, I would be like, what? Mind blown. Don't think that's possible, though. Alright, that's the base color for my gold without me shading. Alright, we're gonna get brighter from there. You know what? Just bring color. Okay, now, let's see... I think some of this stuff's drying out on my palette already. Does that mean my palette's dry? I can't tell, I don't think so. What is that? It's so small, I can't tell what it is. What's that a sticker of? I feel like it's a sticker of like an otter? Or a Wolverine? Oh, Warhammer and Marvel? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I didn't, you know what? I barely read that announcement. I was like, Warhammer and Marvel? I mean, well, Games Workshop and Marvel. I was like, oh, does that mean that Games Workshop is going to be doing Marvel figures? I was like, that's not possible because somebody else already has the license. And then I realized it meant that they were doing GW comic books, and I was like, oh, I don't care. I like comic books, but do you have a specific kind of brush you like to use? Yes, I do. I hate using synthetic brushes. Synthetic brushes are for the birds. Literally, birds. Only birds should use them. I like to use Kolinsky Sable brushes because they are the best to use. And my favorite brand is the Rosemary and Company ones, but it's largely because they're just really cheap and really good. So they're good, but they're also really cheap. So that's what I like. And that's typically what I use for non-metals. But with metal, I don't like to use them as much because with metal, the little metallic bits in the metallic paint can actually kill your brushes. So that's why most people will tell you use a separate set of brushes, like either old brushes or synthetic brushes, for your metals. X-Men versus Space Marines? I don't even know what the hell they're doing with X-Men right now. Like, they just rebooted the X-Men. The guy who's doing it is awesome. Hickman's great. You know, Hickman's a great writer. Compared to who they had kind of running the show before Hickman was doing a lot of this cool stuff, you know, Hickman is worth 100,000 Bendises. Bendis is terrible. I don't even know why anybody ever gave that guy the keys to the house, you know? But Bendis is terrible, and Hickman is amazing. But I don't know what the hell he's doing with the X-Men. Like, it doesn't appeal to me. I understand the need for an X-Men reboot, but this doesn't feel like a good... Like, I don't know, the last few X-Men kind of reboots made more sense to me, like when they were like, oh, you know, Wolverine's in charge of the school now. Like, okay, cool. And they're like, all new X-Men books, everything! All new, everything's new! Like, okay, cool. That made more sense to me than like, oh, they're on an island now, and they're separate but equal, and they're run by a council, and all the villains are there. Like, okay. Yeah, none of that made any sense to me whatsoever. Alright. I'm tempted to just use my nice Kolinsky brush here, because it's the only brush I feel like I have good control over. Wait, hold on. I killed this brush because I almost never use it anyway. So I rarely ever use my size 0, because I typically use a size 2 for everything. So I have this 0 I might be able to sacrifice to the brush god. Yeah, let's try it. Yeah, not my favorite, I don't know, comic reboot. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing. They're not really doing X-Men versus Space Marines, are they? Guys, the command for brushes, I know there's no way that it's just Christopher would know this, but, you know, for the rest of you, that... Well, actually, I'm not sure it's still there. Can somebody put in exclamation point brushes? I had an issue, I might have lost the command. It's a whole story behind it, and I won't tell it, but... There used to be an exclamation point brushes. Oh, which actually wouldn't work right now because I don't have the bot open. Man, what an idiot I am. I didn't open my bot. Didn't even occur to me I didn't have my bot open. Alright, there we go. Bot's open now. Yeah, unfortunately I don't know whether exclamation point brushes work or not. I think I had to remove it, and there's a whole long story that doesn't amount to anything, so I won't tell it. Oh, there it does work. Never mind.
Yeah, they told me they don't fuck with you, but I don't listen. It's something.
Palisandra1, how are you? How are ya? As we say up here, south of Boston. How are ya? Good to hear from you. No, how are you? Palisandra. I like the name of that. I like the sound of that name, is what I meant to say. I like the sound of that name. You know who would like that name? My mom. That's not your mom joke. That's literally, oh hey, my mom would really like that name. It's just a literal observation. Ah, Weston, Mass. Nice.
These lights at the stable for two, and I won't fall like you wanted me to. No, I won't fall for you tonight. I heard you out late running downtown with that local and your friends, girl. In the Uber pasta like you had too much to drink, girl. Frat house party after cocaine on your college chalice. You just woke up buzzy, 50 text ring on his.
I don't like any songs where they talk about cocaine in a very casual manner. I don't know when cocaine became like a casual drug, but like growing up, because I like grew up in like a wealthy suburb where lots of kids had parents who had like former coke problems. I'm not even kidding, it's like a real thing. Like it was always obvious to me as a kid coke was, and then I'm sure very few or any of you remember, but was it not Reggie Lewis? What's the guy's name? There was a guy who was on the Celtics and he tried coke for the first time and he died. And it happened when I was like, I don't know, like 10 or like 11 or something. I was a young kid, and I never forgot that. I was like, don't ever try Coke because you're gonna die. Like that guy who just started with the Celtics and then tried Coke one time at a party and died. So, like, anytime, like, in a song like this one where they're, like, casually talking about, like, oh, cocaine on you, whatever, I'm like, dude, don't say that shit, because people are gonna try Coke and then they're gonna die. Oh, wait, I moved. Hold on. Something happened. Ooh-wee. There we go. Was the name of my WoW main, Calisandra 1. Nice. That's the name of your WoW main. That means you're probably a dude. Nothing wrong with being a dude. Nope, not a dude. That was Lynn Bias. Yeah, Lynn Bias. Damn, I forgot about that. I mean, I didn't forget about it. I forgot the guy's name. Reggie Lewis was a famous Celtic, but he did not die. Lynn Bias. Shit, yeah. See, only my other 40-something friends would remember that kind of shit. There's all sorts of weird stuff like that. Like, you know what, I always wonder about what current events type stuff or weird news stuff like affects the people of today, the young kids, the young babies. Admin Bay. What's up? Because I remember all the weird stuff that affected me, like that, like Lynn Bias and the Cold War. Len Bias, yeah. I was living in Northern Virginia at the time. He went to the University of Maryland. Oh, okay. I mean, obviously, like, there's a whole generation of children that were affected by 9/11. I was, like, 23 at the time, so... It affected me, but as an adult. As a young adult. No, not young adult. I don't know. When it comes to books, young adult is, like, 12. You know what I mean? As an actual adult who is young, or was young, not young now. What else is going on? Anybody else have anything exciting they want to share? Either art or just life shit. Good stuff. Somebody had a baby this week. I had a baby! I want to share and tell everybody. I figure there's always something like that floating around. I did not have a baby this week. That I know of. this is not as much fun as I thought it was gonna be. In all honesty, like, so here's the deal. Last week I decided that I was taking my schedule down to 2 streams a week instead of 4 to 5. And that I would not do commissions on stream, that I'd only do models that I would have a lot of fun on. Like, I painted this on stream a few weeks back, just as like a I don't know, just like for fun. And I was just like, oh my god, this is super fun. And I painted this and it was like, oh my gosh, this is super fun. It came out great, and I looked at it at the end and was like, that's great! That was really fun to do, it was great. So I'm trying to replicate that. I'm trying to like pick projects and stuff that I can paint on camera and on stream and have fun and enjoy myself. I thought this would be one of them, but it's not. It's absolutely not. Cleric, holy shit! You know, it's funny. Here's what we're gonna get a little sad and morbid here for a minute, but we gotta go there. So sometimes when people disappear, and it happens a lot, right? So like, you know, more people disappear than I even remember. There's people that come by and they say hi once and I never see them again. But there's people that, what kind of camera do I use? I have a Logitech C922 and a Logitech C920. I've got one of each. The face cam's a 920 right now. Otherwise, I'm using a Logitech C922. That's what this is. So Cryrick used to hang out with us a lot. And, yeah, he was a lot of fun to have around, but like he was one of those people that disappeared and nobody ever saw him again. So, yeah, because I was even in somebody else's stream one time and they were like, oh, you guys remember Cryrick? I was like, oh, I'm not the only one, because I assumed that like maybe you had left my stream and you were hanging out with other people, whatever. So once I heard that on that stream, I was like, oh, he probably really like disappeared. And there are people that have like straight up disappeared in a really kind of weird way where they just like really ghosted. Like sometimes people don't. Like, you know, people come and go, right? Like, Cryrick used to come and request songs or whatever. Like, it's not like I wouldn't have expected him to just go away. But sometimes it's people that, like, are hanging around a lot. Like, a lot. Like, if I'm 10 minutes late to stream, I've got, like, 4 messages asking me where the hell I am. They never miss a stream. Like, weirdos like that, right? And then they disappear. Like, one day they just drop off the face of the earth, and you're like, whoa. And then sometimes they come back, and you're like, whoa, I thought you died. So, Cryrick doesn't fall into that category, but I did for a little while wonder if Cryrick had died. So, one of the reasons I'm so excited to see Cryrick right now is because he's not dead. I hear you. It's weird, right? This internet universe we live in is weird because, like, we have such a weird perception about people's, like, existence because you never actually meet them, right? Like, that's why it's such a weird thing to, like, I think it's a good policy to not meet some of your internet friends. I kind of wanted to meet, there were 2, I won't say who they are, they know who they are, they're not here right now, I don't think, but if they were, it'd be fine too. There's 2 of my internet friends from this stream and their own stream that I really like and would love to get to meet, and they came to New York not too long ago, and I was like, kind of wanted to meet them, but like, they got shit to do, so, like, I'm not too worried about it. But, I forgot that, one of my internet friends told me he would be up in Boston last week, and he sent me a picture from Boston, and I was like, what's this? He's like, it's from my hotel. I was like, man, you should have told me you were coming up, I would have come hang out. He's like, actually, I did on such and such a date. I looked back, and I was like, oh, yeah, you did. I missed it. He's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. So you heard what happened to my account, right? Oh yeah, somebody ran up some charges on PayPal or something. You're not the first person I've heard that has had problems with their account. It's a lot of money, and that person stopped using bits, where once upon a time they used a lot of bits. So that was an interesting thing. I knew that kind of thing could happen, because I've been aware of that situation. Hello, Sapep! What's up? Welcome to Mixer, thanks! It's quiet as hell on Mixer. Not as quiet as it's on D-Live. My only friend on D-Live is the Eternal Bard. This Lucky Duck came and hung out the other day, that was pretty cool. D-Live community is pretty cool, but it's small, and it's not very lively when it comes to art and creative stuff. Or on D-Live too, cool. You stream on D-Live as well, Aquarian? Hot Pot, what's up, man? What's going on with my favorite potato? I'm in the Discord voice chat if anybody wants to come hang out. Yeah, but I gotta figure out how to connect my caster to SimuStream. Being lazy as hell today. I ate a steak sandwich. It was good. I guess that counts as lazy because I could have made my own food. You know, I'm looking at this in person and it doesn't look that bad, and then I look up at the camera and it looks like shit. It looks terrible. Why does it look so much worse on the camera? I mean, like, I know it doesn't look that bad, like, in person. I'm staring right at it and I'm like, it doesn't look that bad. Metallics on camera just, it's hard. Wow, yeah. I'll have to, I can make it look better. It's not all the camera. Oh, Noble Marlin, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, they made a fake Twitch account, then used my account to send it $1,000 worth of bits. Oh, that's how they did it? Hey, Greedy Raven, how are ya? All streams you had subscriptions to. Oh, you mean that you were following? That sucks, man. It's a good reason to do, like, two-factor authentication and all that kind of stuff. To beef up your security. I don't think I have my credit card information saved on my account. Even if somebody got into my account, I don't think they'd be able to buy bits. I manually go to PayPal like every time I buy anything. Been sick? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I heard Cleric mentioned that at some point. Maybe he was here the other day. He mentioned it somewhere. If Bard heard it, it must have been here. I saw Cleric in another stream too, though. That was when I don't remember what stream it was. I saw Cleric in another stream and I wanted to, like, call out and be like, oh, I think it was Winter's stream. I was like, oh, Cleric, do you remember me, man? Remember you used to torture me with that Chicken Frozen song, like, every day. But eventually, I got Stockholm Syndrome, was like, I like this song. Didn't start out that way, though. Did not start out that way. We're showing the wife what's all going to be arriving at the door in April of 2021. Oh, Bones 5? Sounds like Bones 5. Who else bought into Bones 5? Yeah. I was just here. Oh, April of 2021. That's crazy. That's a long ass wait. That's like, well, it's not actually not that bad. It's a year and a half. It's not too bad, actually. About it. Could be worse, actually. Alright, let's try this. That's better. Okay. Not for the whole core set. Dark Lore's in. Hey, what's up, Dark Lore? How you doing, man? Dark Lore, are we celebrating your 1,000 hours yet? Isn't that coming up? We gotta be pretty damn close. I keep saying that, but we're probably still like 60 hours off. April 2021, not April 2020. Yeah, no, April 2021. When's the Dark Lore stream? When am I getting that restraining order? That's that's the... Oh, still 45 more hours. 44 and a half hours. Guys, have you ever heard of Kingdom Death? The wait's usually 3 to 5 years. I'm not even kidding. The first Kingdom Death Kickstarter I backed in November of 2012, and I received my first shipment in September of 2015. And I don't remember when I got my last shipment. It must have been like 2016 or 17 when I got my 1. No, actually I take it back. That was 2016. No, it was only 2 waves, so actually it was... No, it was 2 waves. I got that also in 2015, like 2 months later. So that was almost a 3-year wait. And then... Was it 2016? November 2016, I think, was when I got into the second Kingdom Death Kickstarter, and they just announced that there's another year. They added a year delay. Like, a couple of months ago. They were like, we're gonna delay waves 3 and 4 by another year. So, I'm not expecting to get my wave 3 stuff until the end of next year, which would be 2020. So what's that, like a... Is it I think it's a 4-year wait. 3 or 4 years, yeah. Oh, come on. That's nothing compared to Kingdom Death. Yeah, me and Gamer Dad. Yeah, I remember, yeah. That's where I found you the first time, was over on Gamer Dad stream. That's true, though. You did know going into it. I mean, the core set is down to 97 cents a mini right now. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I just don't like their minis, though. So it's like, yeah, I mean, that's cool. 97 cents a mini. I also just don't like them. So it's like, you'd have to kind of pay me to paint them. Luckily, people do that. $5,912 10 saving points. Go up to the core set. Oh god, don't make it worse for poor Calasandra. Guys, come on. Calasandra was happy with her purchase, and then you guys had to be like, oh, but it's 97 cents a mini now. Now poor Calasandra is gonna spend, what, another $300 to get the core set. I don't know how much it's gonna cost, how much more it's gonna cost. I'll blame you. When Calisandra's filing for bankruptcy protections, we'll all blame you. Blame Palos of Pep. You currently have 6 sanity points. Nice! And I've been in the chat for 18 hours and 15 minutes. Oh, that makes sense. Because we reset sanity points a while ago, like last year, like in November or something. Maybe it's January, I don't know, but a while back. So you have 15 hours, but it got turned into... That's actually funny, you have 15 hours, but you used to chat all and request songs all the time, so I remember you. But these days, I get notifications all the time that, like, so-and-so has What was that? Oh, that was a quack. Hey, thanks for the lemon. I get notifications that people have hit like 50 hours. When you become a regular, it's like, oh, so-and-so has become a regular. It announces it in stream, which I keep meaning to turn off, but I always forget to do so. And most of the people that get announced as regulars, like, I have no idea who they are. Like, well, who is this person? This person's got 50 hours? Is this even a bot or a person? I don't even know. I've never seen that name before. I don't even know if they're following my channel, but they've got 50 hours. And then somebody like Cryric, whose name I probably will never ever forget, and will always associate with the chicken clucking Frozen, Let It Go, has 15 hours, and I will never forget that person. 18 hours, sorry. It's always my fault. Comes with a ring? Like, literally? I'm a sucker for dungeons, and there be dragons. Yep. We be jamming. We be jamming. Man, there was a hilarious, slightly ridiculous article posted somewhere this week on, like, I don't remember what, Vice or something, about how somebody told Angela Lansbury that there was a 1993 reggae hit called Murder, She Wrote. She didn't know about it. She was like, oh, I'm glad to be part of reggae history. Dude, that's sweet. Which is like, guess why I have that Call On Me version that has that weird We Be Jammin' thing at the end? We be jammin', we be jammin'. It's that. If you lived through the early 90s, you know what I'm talking about. It played on my school bus on the way to junior high every day. Does he get to stay as the often forgotten desaturated member of the Blue Man Group? Who, this guy? No. I'm gonna paint him. So, Chef, let me explain before we go off on what he looks like. This is actually a digital scan of a friend of mine. He does happen to be bald, and, you know, he's not, you know, he's comfortable with it. He's a bald guy. He's not worried about it. But, yeah, this is my friend. It actually looks exactly like him, too. It's the best thing about it. So he got these made at Gen Con. He went at some booth, and they made 4 minis of him in various... I guess he got 2 clerics for some reason. He got 2 clerics, a rogue... Right, I think it's a rogue. Or it's a ranger, or I don't know. It's got a bow, but it's got two daggers. I don't know, some sort of dexterity-based human being. This is the ranger. I feel like they even got his body proportion right. Like, this is... Like, don't his legs look a little short for his torso? I feel like... I feel like this looks so much like him. I was really into it. No, I'm gonna paint his skin. The only thing is, I was hoping that I might jump on Facebook and try to find a picture of him, just to help me a little bit. I mean, I know what he looks like, but it makes it easier, especially because I know he's based on. Because the goal is, listen, he asked me to paint these for him. He paid me a good amount of money to paint him pretty nice, because I offered him lower, because I just figured he wanted them, like, quickly painted. But I should have assumed that he wanted them looking nicer, because they look like him. Like, if it has your face on it, you probably want it to, 1, actually still look like you, and 2, hopefully not look terrible, right? Like, if I make it look bad, that's just not a good... Like if I had a voodoo doll of me, everyone would want it to be a handsome voodoo doll. No one wants to have, like, an ugly voodoo doll of you. Like... Oh, yeah, right. We're friends on Facebook. I'm trying to see if I can leverage that to get pictures of him. Oh yeah, there's some really good pictures of him. I'm not going to show them to you guys, but they're gonna really help me be able to paint this. This is perfect. I really like this one. It'll help me get his skin tone and everything. Oh yeah, he's gotta have that like 5 o'clock shadow that he always has too. Okay, sweet. Alright, I guess it's time to start skin. Alright, here we go. He's very pink. Like especially for like a white guy. He's not like yellow with yellow-brown flesh tone. He's very pink. I wonder if he's Irish. He's just very pale with a very pinkish skin tone. So we're gonna have to maintain some reddishness to him to make it look right. Grab all of these colors. Okay. Handsome Voodoo Doll had a great second album. What was that? Is that a real band? Handsome Voodoo Doll. What was the name of their second single? The one that reached number 8 in the UK charts. And in what year? Can somebody remind me? I like playing these types of like improv games where we pretend something is true and people just fill in the details. So what year was Handsome Voodoo Doll's second album? And what was the name of their second single off that album, which charted to number 8 on the British charts? Stuck? You're stuck? You can't think? Oh, come on. One of you is creative enough who can tell me what's the name of the second single from Handsome Voodoo Doll's second album that reached number 8 on the British charts, and in what year? Oh, Stuck? That's the song! Nice. No, that's it. Okay, gotcha, Shep. Damn, Stuck. Of course it was number 8 on the charts. July. What year? What year? Tell me what year, and I can tell you more about the song. I'm thinking it's either 2004 or like 1992. Or they're a psychedelic band from like 1968. Had to be the early aughts, yeah. 2004. Let's say 2002. Damn. There's gotta be a lot of bands from that time that I don't remember. Now let's get a regular brush out again. I know this is size 0 bullshit. Alright, let's paint some skin. So I got 3 more of these to do for him. He ran out to me the other day and handed me a bunch of cash, and I was like, you don't owe me anything until I finish the models. And he's like, well, I got the cash, it's in my pocket. I'm like, okay. If you really want to give, like, he ran out as I was leaving to go to the car. I'm like, okay, if you really desperately want to give me this money, I will let you do it. Because I was like, dude, you don't need to give me any money. I don't understand, but that's not for me to understand, I suppose. The song was offered to the Spice Girls, but they turned it down. Yeah, absolutely. It was produced by Matthew Sweet, which is probably the only reason it was even modestly successful. Does anybody know what company makes these models? I tried asking the guy this guy, like I can just point to him, but he didn't remember the name of them. You haven't heard that name? Man, Matthew Sweet's great, and Matthew Sweet was part of a group with somebody else that I was a big fan of, Pete Droge, and they were in a like a super group with a third guy. I can't remember who the third guy was. He wasn't somebody who I was super familiar with. Like Pete Droge and Matt Sweet are in a band together. That's fucking awesome. What model is that? So Aquarian OG, as I was just saying, this model is a model that was 3D printed by some company that was at Gen Con for my friend. They make custom models for people that look like they actually scan your face or whatever. So this, I don't know what they did to this guy. Like, I don't know, I guess they scanned him because it's a perfect 3D representation of his head. Like, I remember before I even primed it, and I just had the clear model in my hand, and it still had all the structure elements all over it. I remember looking at it going, holy crap, that looks just like you, dude. So I don't know. I don't know who it is. Who made it, but it looks so much like this guy. It's super impressive. Frozen Ninja? Maybe it was Frozen Ninja. I'll have to look them up. If you've got names of companies that do it, I'll look up and see if they had a table at Gen Con. Because I kind of want to narrow it down. I really want to know. I find it strange that you purchased 4 models from a company. I guess you had them sent to your house later, because they couldn't have printed them there at the show. And you paid them money, you saw them at their booth, they sent you a package, and you don't know their name. To me, that's a little odd. Kind of looks a little like Bruce Willis. Now I gotta avoid accidentally making him look like Bruce Willis. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Chet. Miniature U, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Let me follow that link. Thanks, Chef. I appreciate that. Oh, so sorry for getting timed out. Scanning yourself into a 3D model in under 30 seconds using only your smartphone's camera. Oh, wow, really? That's how we did it? Damn. They can take pics and make them. You misunderstood? What did you misunderstand, Calisandra? Yeah, no, it wasn't them. It was Miniature U. We think, probably. Yeah, maybe. It's hard. Why is this so hard? It's so hard because I'm trying to make it look like an actual person. You know how hard that is? It's like near impossible. What's that other color? Oh, I didn't take it out of the box. And where did I put the box? They could do it, yeah, okay. I thought Palosopet was guessing the service was Frozen Ninja. I thought he was too. Well, we weren't sure. But it turns out that was probably wrong. I think he was guessing. I don't know. I'm confused. But also not. Oh, this is starting to look terrible. Oh my god, I suck. Oh my god. This is what they commonly refer to as the hot garbage phase, where your model looks like a pile of burnt assholes. You did not know if they were at Gen Con, but I knew they can provide that service looking at them, having them do some memorial animals for my wife. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Whew, this is harder than I thought. Alright, let's back it up here. Okay. A little bit more. That. Much of that. Let's mix that over here. Alright, so, a couple of things. A lot of light winds up on the side of his nose, and give him a little bit of a shadow. Get some ideas. Ideas are being had. Alright, so first off, nose can be brighter. Area on the side of the nose can be brighter. Yeah, that's better. He has really pale eyebrows. I'm not gonna do super strong eyebrows. They're pretty pale. But I'm trying to do highlights first. We're doing highlights first and then moving towards highlight. Actually, it's starting to look not absolutely terrible. I need to get in all of his like 5 o'clock shadow and hair stubble. I think we'll start to be somewhere. Good day! Hey, what's up? Hey, I'm sorry if I upset you last time you were here. I did owe you an apology. There was a miscommunication, and I guess I got a little flustered. That don't look like a pile of bird. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting caught up on chat. Hey, what's up, Barathu? Yeah, we did not know if they. Oh, yeah, okay. I read that. Burned assholes. Yeah, looks like a bald dude. Yep, it's a bald dude. Okay, still working on Bald Dude. Okay, looking at. I wasn't looking at chat because I was looking at a picture of a bald dude. Oh, that's a good picture of a bald dude too. Well, I mean, same bald dude, not like not like some generic bald dude, like this actual guy. Teaches, so it's like a faculty picture or something. I gotta keep him pretty pale. This dude's pretty pale. He's not a tan man. Alright, let's add a little bit of gray. Uh-huh. Alright, cool, man. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, I was irritated, but for no real good reason other than I was just really confused as to what was going on, and then I get it. And then I pissed you off, which is reasonable, because I was being all pissed off. We're good. Shit happens. All right. Oh, that's not good. That's not it. That's not how you do it. That's not right. Back that up. That's better. It's gotta be darker. I mean, his hair is going gray, but it doesn't work like Good thing he's got all these pictures up on Facebook. Good thing it's so easy to internet stalk people. Let's try that. It's kind of salt and pepper. Guess we'll start with a gray base. And then we'll pepper it. Maybe flesh it a little bit more too. I need a picture of the back of his head. Come on! Oh, here we go. Here's a side view. There it is. Okay. It actually gets a little darker towards the crown. Fleshier towards the bottom. I wonder if he's gonna ask me, like, why did you paint me bald? Because you're bald. Nice, Bruce Willis. That's awesome. That's not untrue, and I said that earlier too. I was like, he looks a little bit like Bruce Willis. I actually have a Bruce Willis model I'm supposed to paint, but it doesn't look anything like Bruce Willis. It's the Bruce Willis model from the Die Hard board game. Which doesn't, it's like a cartoony thing, it doesn't look even remotely like Bruce. You always gotta mix in like a little bit of flesh tone, otherwise it's probably gonna look really weird. I'm gonna pepper it first and then I'll salt it afterwards. Oh, it's hard to keep up with the chat. Hold on, because I have this giant picture of this dude in front of me. Let's see, chat. Bruce Bose. I heard you saying you were afraid of that. Oh, I don't mind. To me, the thing was, like I said earlier, I don't know if you were here. I said when he first showed me the model, I was just like astounded that I thought it looked like him. Like I saw it. It was funny because I thought it was funny because he said to me and another guy that was there, JK, that he said it didn't look like him, and we were like, okay. Like, no, dude, it looks exactly like you. And that was with it, like, unpainted, just, like, clear plastic. Clear resin. Or, like, very obviously, to us, it looked exactly like him. So, I was... What's up with this ear situation? So, like, literally he's got, like, kind of grayish looking eyebrows, so I don't want to do too much there. Alright, let me give him eyes and then, see if... What I really need is nice eyelids. Let's see what we can do. I think I'll try eyes and then try to narrow the eye with eyelid and make it almost like there's no eye there. Yeah. Eyes are way too wide top to bottom, but I'm gonna fix it. Whew. Alright, I'm gonna take a water break. Ooh. I'm on a quick break because I'm super curious and I'm super rude. I'm gonna look at my phone and I want to see how this post is doing on Instagram. Doing all right. Comments are my favorite part. I just like go looking for the comments. Hey, Vision Soviet. Alright. I didn't even see this. This is so funny. Somebody commented. I posted that picture of the Battletech minis to Reddit, and somebody was like, nice secret fist bump, and I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And then I just looked at it, and so I composited 8 photos of a whole bunch of different Battletech minis, and I put 2 of them together accidentally, such that their fists are bumping together. It's pretty awesome. I didn't notice it at the time. I did not notice it then, but I do notice it now. Uh-oh. I got away from me a little bit. See if we can recover. Yeah, I think we can. Alright, now we're gonna narrow that a little bit. Whew. Faces are hard work. I feel like there's so much tension in my own face, like my left eye is gonna pop out of my face. Ever get that feeling? Uh-oh. Oh, actually. No, uh-oh. Somehow it got better. Like, oh no! Wait, that's great. Wow. Starting to really look like him. I mean, in miniature form. What about a photo reproduction? He's gonna need a heavy 5 o'clock shadow. This guy's rarely clean shaven. Not that that's a complaint. I'm rarely clean. Deep breath. I think I have the sides of his hair coming too far forward. It should only be a little bit in front of his ears. Yeah, it should not come that way above there. So, gotta cover up this. Dude, it's stressful to have to paint an actual person and then give that to that same person and like be able to look at them with a straight face and be like, okay, this is what I think you look like. What's up, Captain Obesity? For the record, I've never done that before. This is probably the last time I'm gonna do it. Oops. No, I just went and did exactly what Captain Obesity told me not to do. He said, don't mess up. Luckily, I know how to fix things. What up, Captain, my Captain? Trying is all that counts. Oh, I wish. If only that were true. That is absolutely not true, but I think we all wish it were true. Thanks for giving me that out, Captain Obesity. I appreciate it. I don't think it's all that counts. I think it's certainly the thing that counts. I must say, if you didn't hear this part, Captain Obesity, he paid me for this. So trying is not the only thing that counts. If it were just like, oh, hey, your friend gives you a model, and they're like, oh, paint this to look like me, and then you try and you give it to them, and it's terrible, well, that's one thing. But he paid me for this, so that's a totally different thing. Jim Triggs, hey, what's going on? Hello, @RestreamBot. Got to go. My phone is about to die. Oh, damn. Well, sorry for your nearly dead phone. I have to go. I just ate 18 aspirins. What? That's not healthy. You mean you have to go to the hospital? $18 aspirins is I gotta go to the hospital. No, seriously, if you are tried to kill, well, 18 aspirins is like the worst way to try to kill yourself, but if that is what you try to do, don't, and please seek immediate medical attention. Hey, Sholin, what's up, man? Alright, let's fix his hair. Let's fix his ears. Probably need to lighten the skin on that side a little bit too. A little bit too much shadowy shadow up in here. She has raised like 25,000 so far, maybe more now. Nice. Going to bed now, but I'll be up tomorrow. Take care, Jeb Tregs 5. I rounded his face up too much. Now he looks like a guy I knew a long time ago. That last move I need to undo. Funny how changing the shape of his chin mattered that much. So now I need to lighten up a little bit to continue to kind of stipple to get kind of the look of a small amount of white and black stubble. It's not the easiest thing to imitate. How many people do you know with that look? Not that many, no. Have a good night, Cleric. Good to see you. Yeah, this is not the most common of hairstyles. I got this. Also, how old is this photo that I'm going off of? I think it's pretty recent. I've known him for about 2 years. Alright, now the thing is, I think overall, maybe with a really thin glaze, to lighten up skin, face and cheek, and then I get to feel with his nose a little bit on that other side. Oh, it's wrong over here, yeah. The side of his nose is wrong. There we go. Looks like a nostril. The shape of the model isn't quite right here. I need another picture. I'm looking at the one picture for too long. How about this one? This is good because it shows me that he really does have bright highlight. Kind of. Alright, so he's a little older than me, I think, or he's about my age. So he's got a little bit of a dark shadow under both eyes. This is a great picture, because this is like basically this picture. So if I can make him look like the picture I'm looking at right now, then I'll have totally won. Brush control. I only have to do this 3 more times. Not tonight, but... So, here's what I'll do. I'll give him raccoon eyes for now. And I take it back. Un-raccoon eye him. Leaving some of that shadow there. There's another problem here, which is the lower eyelid needs to get painted. That was a huge mess. Okay. We can fix it. Is it possible this music is too chill? This chill music is too chill. That is a thing. He's got actual like rosy cheeks. Got, like real, not rosacea or anything. But he's got like actual redness in his cheeks. Chris Van, hey, what's up? How you changed your setup? I was like, yeah, just a little bit. Got my resin printer and started making minis with it. Oh, damn. So how many people do you know with that look? Yep, I like your leather backpack. What, on this guy? Or in general? Thanks, man. Just think. 3 more times this one. It'll get easier. Once I get it done once, it won't be that bad. Hold on. I feel like it was actually it looked closer for a while, and now it doesn't. But I'll get there again. That's part of it. Okay, wait, hold on. I found something. Need to... I know, I'm kind of belaboring it, aren't I? That's what I do. Welcome to Houndstooth Miniature Painting, where I make things that should be easy take a really long time. Got these nice folds in its like smile lines. I get those in here. Above, it's always above the nostril. Okay. Alright, once we get the smile lines in, should be able to manage the stubbly 5 o'clock shadow. And then I gotta warm it up a little bit again. Starting to look super old. It's not. He doesn't look this old. Like I'm just messing up. That's fine. Other thing is something about him. Oops, hold on. He does often have this expression where there's a certain shape to his eyebrow, where he's kind of like higher in the middle. So I want to have this highlight kind of come up in the, oops, in the brow, up in the middle and then down. That is, it looks less like him than it did before. Okay. I will fix. I will fix. Alright. Fixing will happen. Fixing is happening. Oh, my back is starting to hurt. Alright, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna walk around. I'm gonna shake out my shoulders. I'll be right back. Give you a little bit of chair stream. Ooh, I really need to move. Okay, moving time. What time is it? 9:48. Oh, it's almost end times. Hey, brother Dead Zone, are you still around? What's up, Chris Fan X? How are you doing? What are you doing this weekend? You doing anything? You want to play something? You know, I feel like the right answer here is no eye. Like, no traditional eyeball. That's the only way. It already looks more like him. Okay. There we go. There we go. We getting it back. Check your whispers. Oh, okay. Shit. Ah, man. You check my goddamn whispers. I don't even know how. Oh, this is so complicated. There we go. Oh, shit. That would be kind of cool. I don't know though. I don't think my current finances allow for that, but it's a good idea. But if you guys should go if you can go. Back to that and that. Okay. Oh, much better. Okay. Now the thing is, he's not smiling in this. So all the pictures I'm looking at, he's smiling, but that changes where the highlights are. I need to broaden this one. Yeah, there we are. That's it. That's it. No, man. I don't want to. I don't want you to change your plans. If you can do the other thing, I would definitely do the other thing. All right, that's it. I'm gonna leave that alone because that looks like him. That's as close as I've gotten it, and that's as close as I'm gonna get. Okay, I'm happy with that face. That face is done. Well, not quite, but it's on. Oh, I should leave it alone. I should leave it alone, but I'm not going to. It's almost done. Upper lip, lower lip. Oh, I still haven't done the 5 o'clock shadow. All right, we gotta do that, but we're almost there. Okay. Alright, cool. Lit! Thank you, Chris. It's gotta look like, if it doesn't look like him, I'd feel bad. I over-separated his unibrow now. I mean, he doesn't have a unibrow, but I accidentally painted a unibrow on him, and I had to separate it. Over-separated it. Up his head. So it looked like his head was like cleaving in two. Yeah, that's pretty good. It needs a glaze. It needs some smoothing in here on this cheek. But that's pretty good. My words failed me. Eternal Bard, thank you for the lemon. I actually meant to say thank you, and the word lemon occurred to me, and then all that came out of my mouth was like... Oh man, that's funny. Who are you trying to get it to look like? A person. So, Burnsy, this guy that I know in town, he went to Gen Con and there was a booth there for a company called Miniature You. And they do, like, you use an app or something and you take pictures of yourself with the app, and it scans you into 3D from that. It, like, gets an idea of your shape. And then they print models of your face. Well, they print models using your face, you know, and then they send it to you. Like, here's you as a model, here's you as a cleric, here's you as a ranger. And so I know the guy in real life that gave me the model that is made to look like him, and does. And so that's what I'm trying to make it look like. Would you want the pressure, Burnsy, of having to paint a model that looks like a person you know, and then hand it to that person and be like, yeah, this is what you look like? That's what I'm trying to do. And it's only a little bit of pressure. Only a little bit. But actually, I'm feeling good. I don't know if I can show you. I want to show you without giving away his name. I don't know if I can put up a picture of him in a way that I can make sure nobody can see what his name is. I'm not going to do that because I didn't ask his permission, and I should do that. I'm not going to show pictures of this guy without his permission. Oh, that's right. I remember not too long ago you were like, "This is the first face I've ever painted because I only paint helmets." Yeah, I remember that. How you doing, Birds? Hey, guys, there's a whole bunch of people here who I have not shouted out, including Inquisitor Burnsy. And remember, the rule is you should shout yourselves out. That is, self-promotion is not only requested, it is required. No, really, if you can, you should. Anyway, Inquisitor Burnsy and Chris Van X. Inquisitor Burnsy being an awesome mini painter from the Pacific Northwest, and Chris Van X being a West Coast amazing artist, watercolor, inks, drawings, whatever's traditional arts. Actually, I painted one of the Amazons for Tomb Guardians, and that is like 90% skin tones. Oh yeah, that's right. So did you just finish painting the one from before? Because I thought you were working on the Lion Lady. But I thought that was who you painted the first time around. Careful here. I finished that last night. I finished the one I was working on before. Oh, okay, cool. It's just a little bit of blue-gray mixed into a skin tone. That's how I get this really light stubble. I gotta be careful though, because it can over-lighten. Ultimately, what you prefer to have is a little bit of the blue-gray mixed into the darker skin tone that you used in that area. So if it's in shadow, you want to use like a little bit of your shadow skin tone. Makes him look just a tiny bit like George Washington. Man, I'm gonna wait for it to dry and all. Then I'm gonna send him a picture of it like pretty soon. But I think certainly before I try to do the other ones. The other 3. these 3 are also the same. I have to give them the same treatment. I think some of these other ones look a little bit more like him by the facial expression, like this one does, but... alright. I mean, most certainly, if you sat at a D&D table with him and he were like either your DM or like somebody you were playing with, and he plopped down this mini, you'd look at it and go, what? I mean, you wouldn't be like, who's that supposed to be? Like, Richard, I'm sorry, damn, I used his name. Like, hey, dude, that's you! I tried to do some ethnic skin tones on the other model after the first time, but I botched it. Decided to take baby steps with skin instead of trying to sprint right off the bat. Gotcha. Hey, Malev, what's up? Malev, are you going on, my man? I'm gonna be ending real soon. I started late, though. I started like 20 minutes late, so... You know, I think more white spots, and then I'll glaze it with some skin, and I think that'll be better. Missing that salt. That's better. At some point during my day, my intentions were to stream. But I don't know. Alright, man. Don't feel pressured. How you doing, Malev? What's up, my friend? No pressure or anything, but every time I see positive feedback from Malev on something I post on Instagram, that's like how I know that I made it. Like, oh, now I know that I did something good and it looks okay, because Malev told me it did. Like, if Malev liked it, it must be okay. But that's probably not true, because I believe if it looked like shit, Malev wouldn't tell me. He would just be like, man, that's dope. That looks great. Like, no it doesn't, Malev. Thanks, man, but it looks terrible. But I haven't quite gotten to the point that I realize that that's true. Like, on an instinctive and intuitive level. So... at this point, when he tells me, when I get a comment from him, and he's like, "Oh, that's amazing," I'm like, "Yeah, it is, isn't it?" Sort of a lethargic day. I know what you mean. Oh man, yeah. So I had like right at the same time that I got the comment from you, right? That was like, "Oh, these look amazing," right? It was like 10 minutes later. I got kind of like shit on by. Well, here's the deal. Well, let's. If anybody hasn't seen it yet, I'll bring them up so you guys can see. I posted a composite picture of some BattleTech minis. Actually, I posted all of the pictures on there. I posted 10 pictures, 9 or 10 pictures on that one. I also posted it on Reddit, and this guy like chewed me a new asshole on Reddit. He was like, "Dude, mold lines, blah blah blah." I'm like, really? You can even tell in that picture? Like, are you serious? I mean, that wasn't the interaction we had. The interaction was like, he went on and on about how I needed to have more rocks on the bases and whatever. And he's not wrong, but I also told him, I was like, I had an hour and a half to spend on each model. And I didn't even say anything about his criticism. I didn't like disagree with it or anything. I just kind of like stood up for myself a little bit, which was a bad idea. But he took super offense. He was like, well, then why did you ask for critique? I was like, I just replied back to him, and then I blocked him. I replied back to him, was like, listen, I have no problem with this with CNC. I don't have any problem with CNC in general or your CNC, but you know, context matters. So I helped share some of the context that was missing. Because if you thought these were going to be the best BattleTech minis that were ever going to be painted, that was never my intention. No, I was supposed to paint them in an hour and 30 minutes, Alev. But I did get them all. I would say the first one took me a long time because it was my first mini, but I'd say about 2 hours a piece, including paint, prep and all the decals. Probably about two, maybe a little over 2, but like 2:05 or something like that. 2 hours 5 minutes, 2 hours 10 minutes, with varnishing, and that's why I kept the basing simple and all that stuff, you know. I just knocked them out on like Saturday, and then did the decals this week. Well, you know, and I'm not like fishing for compliments. My main thing is just like I felt a little sad. Well, the thing was, this dude, right, who like lit into me. I've seen this guy a few times. He said he put some really weird comments on one of my last posts on Reddit, and I like, you know how you can look at somebody on Reddit and you can see all their posts, like you can go in to like look at them and you can see like, oh, this guy, you can basically read every one of their like comments and posts. So I just like looked at the last like 20 comments and posts for this one guy and was just like, dude, this guy is such an asshole. Like, he hasn't posted any work of his own, but he just he spends his whole day just like shitting on people's work. So I just blocked him. You know, not that he did anything wrong, but not that I know anything about how blocking works on Reddit, but it's like, I don't ever want to see this guy's comments again, because this guy's just kind of a dick. It wasn't even really that constructive. Yeah, I think it might be the last time I do it, actually. It wasn't a super positive experience. Well, the thing with this particular post was I didn't put it in our mini painting. Our mini painting is like T-ball. But I didn't put it in our mini painting. I put it in our Battletech, because I wanted feedback from people that know Battletech, because I don't. And somebody already gave me some feedback on I did something wrong for one of the models of, although they didn't tell me which, they told me by name, and I don't, like, they assume I know what they're all called, which I don't. But I did something wrong. Like a cockpit part is painted as glass when it's supposed to be not glass or something. I did something bad. But that's why I posted there, like, because I would never have any clue as to those kinds of mistakes. And I would throw it on a Battletech forum, and I expected all the Battletech geeks to come out and be like, oh, I'm sorry, but, you know, this piece moves and should have more grease on it, you know? That's the kind of comment that I thought I was going to get, not like, your mold, you know, you left behind too many mold lines. Like, yeah, I mean, of course, it is the internet, but I haven't experienced that up until this one guy who just floats around. And the funny thing is, I've seen him on all these other subreddits. I guess I didn't expect to also see him on our Battletech. I don't know who he is. He could be one of you for all I know. Like, he might use a different handle. I didn't even see mold lines on those. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like, I don't even know exactly what he's talking about, because after he said it, I looked at on my phone, I looked at the picture that I posted. I mean, I didn't pull it up on my computer screen and zoom way the hell in. But I'm not sure what he's talking about. And that, like, and then that was the other thing, was after that, I had to go back and look at it and be like, dude, you're fine. Like, are there mold lines on them? Yeah, there's definitely still mold lines on them. And I tell people, when people commission minis from me, especially ones that were not like going to be like super high end, like, if it's board game plastic, there's no way I can eliminate 100% of the mold lines. It's just not, it's not possible, because they're not constructed to do that. Like, a metal mini, you can get rid of most, but maybe not all the mold lines without a lot of work. Plastic minis, you should really get rid of most of them, because usually it's, depending on where they are, like, with a plastic mini, sometimes it's hard to reach, but you should be able to just scrape them off. The thing with a board game plastic mini is you can't scrape them. Most of the time, if you go to scrape them, they just tear, they fray, and then they just become these wilty little, like, dragon frill things. And like, they do this. You're like, the more you try to scrape it, the more it just becomes like a bendy weave of plastic, and you're like, oh god. Then you have to do is you have to cut it off, You have to like turn the blade and literally cut it, like not scraping, like you cut the plastic. You have to dig in and cut away, which is dangerous because it's like when people only paint 3 to 6 models an entire year, they probably look at any finished model with a really particular eye. Yeah, that's what, I mean, this guy, I can guarantee you this guy thinks he's some sort of professional mini painting critic. I'll give you his name privately. I don't know if you'll ever see him around. I won't mention it, like, live, but... Yeah! Well, that was the thing, because he posted on some of my stuff before, and, like, one of them, he liked it, but he gave, like, the most backhanded compliment. I was like, oh, man, you might as well just told me it was fucking terrible, because I would rather have you done that than tell me it was good because it was, I don't know. I can't remember what it was now. I can't remember if it was on the Necromancer, or if it was on the, what was the other thing that was pretty popular? Oh, the Cypher Lord Leader. I think he commented on both of those posts, too. Alright, I'm calling this done for now. It needs more work. It's not, the model's not done. Not quite, but it's pretty close. But this is done for now. I spent a lot of time on it because I spent so much damn time on that face. But, yeah. You know what? I mean, I took a book out of Coyote BD's page, and he's always like, I don't paint the eyes on 28mm minis, and I scoffed at that because I always paint the eyes on 28mm minis. But the thing is, like, if I have to do, that's usually because I'm doing a more cartoony face, and for a cartoony face it really works, and for this, doing a cartoony face didn't work because it has to look like a real person who's not a cartoon, which meant that I couldn't do regular eyes. I had to treat them like real eyes, which means I can't do like a little black dot on a white line because that's not what real eyes look like most of the time. So, hey Jinx, we're about to call it a stream. I'm gonna find a raid target. Guys, make sure you follow Jinx Start. She's a good friend of the stream, a rad person. Wait, let me double check. Do I have anybody on Mixer? That's the other thing that's been hard lately is, oh, we do. I'll see if I can find somebody to host on Mixer, maybe DLive too. I'm adding a new platform, I think, this week. I'm at least looking into it. What was it? Picardo? Picardo, yeah. We were talking about how it's the stupidest name for a social media platform, for a streaming platform ever. Picardo. If you liked Picasso and you're into art, the proper streaming platform for you is Picardo. No. Just no. Please rebrand. Try again. Oh, sorry, Jinx. Oh man, you know what? If anybody knows any good streams this month, oh, is Red Katana on? Well, we're gonna raid Red Katana. If anybody knows any good streams that are doing spoopy Halloween games, I'm totally down for that. Oh, actually, I know somebody that is, and I don't know if she's on right now because I think she ends at 10, and that is my friend Vandy Stitches. She's doing spoopy games all this month. Thursday, Friday now, yeah. Greedy Raven, I'm only doing so Thursday at 6 Eastern and Friday at 8 Eastern. So the same schedule as before for Friday and Thursday. Oops. It's the same hours as Friday and Thursday always were, but now it's just Friday, Thursday. No more Saturday, no more Monday, no more Tuesday. Van Stitches is on, but we're gonna raid right now. We're gonna raid the Red Katana, unless she's going somewhere. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where? Here she is. Hope she's not ending stream. She might be. It's 10:15. Nope, she's shaking a paint. So let's call that still streaming. Thank you for the lemon, Journal Bard. We'll probably host you, unless I find somebody else to host. Oh, thank you for the ice cream. Her name is weird. It's a red_katana. Sometimes it's an underscore at the front. Maybe that's her Instagram. Katie Long, hey, I'm raiding out. You came at the very, very end. We painted this dude. Alright, guys. Thank you so much. I will be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Bye-bye.